This is a hospital.
There's also 2 dialysis facilities relatively close to here. I'm trying to remember where the park is. Oh, it's right here. So here's the park.
It's the park.
Here, I'll turn around so we can get a better view.
That's a medical center.
Oh, they closed off the park. What's going on?
So where are we gonna find these?
It's like the whole thing. There's also a police station down to the right and a library, so we can check that out. But yeah, that's kind of odd.
Temporary park closure. Oh man.
They're doing like construction through it or something. Yeah, there's like, no joke, like 24 homeless people that hang out here like every day.
So where would they be now?
I don't know.
Oh, this is Florida Street.
Yeah, this is Florida Street right here.
Is it known for something?
Yeah, it's like the main street, and it's where most of the banks are. There was that saying from the 80s. Speaking of banks, there's one right there.
Is public transportation available?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe they use the Riverside County thing. Like, they don't have their own city public transport. It's I forget what it's called. It's like a Riverside County thing, though.
It's Riverside Transit.
Yeah, that's what it is.
How far to supermarkets and shopping centers?
There's a lot of trailer parks around here, and they're kind of hidden behind all of the shops.
Yeah.
So it's like there'll be and there's a lot of like residential places. So like this Walgreens right here, right behind it is a huge neighborhood. So actually most stuff is within pretty decent walking distance. And most of the shops are off of Florida Street, so as long as you live close to Florida Street, it's not too bad.
What type of housing?
Mostly
parks?
trailers and really small houses. The larger houses will be on like ranches and farms and whatnot. We can go up through, there's some farms off of Gilman Springs. We can head up there in a little bit.
Trailer park. We could drive.
And Ramona Expressway, there's some farms there too.
Trailer park too, to show the housing.
Where are for sale signs?
I don't know. We can keep an eye out for that. But I know on there it talks about like a line where there's like an obvious change and stuff. It's San Jacinto Street. So San Jacinto in Florida. So on this side, we'll actually start to see like the significant decline in everything.
Okay, there's some center. Coffee event.
There's also a lot of clinics here because of the large elderly population. So this will be like a couple of health clinics.
Yes, I see that.
So like there's some graffiti on the sign back there.
There's a McDonald's. Baskin Robbins.
off to the left, a lot of the stuff starts to look like this.
Yes, I need to
Lot of
get some
buildings.
from that side. Yeah, we want to see dilapidated buildings too.
Do you think people rent or own the housing?
That's kind of hard to tell because it's really cheap to live here. Like if you bought a house, your mortgage would probably be like $400 or $500. I don't know. Was renting usually a little more than that?
Yes.
So I could see it going both ways. There's probably a pretty even amount of renting and owning.
There's a first hit. So we saw an office building for sale right there for lease. There's an auto shop. There's an RV.
What is the social economic status of this community?
Poor. And that's the simplest way to put it.
Professional center. There's a KFC over there.
What recreational facilities are there in the area?
I don't know that there is any.
There should be. They have a community center with a pool or something. They should. We'll find
Diamond
it out.
Valley Lake, no?
Yeah, there is Diamond Valley Lake. I don't know if that's technically part of Hemet,
Oh.
but it is really close. So I mean, there is that. I think there's a baseball field pretty far west of here, but I think that's more in like Homeland or Romo land.
What kind of churches do you see in this city?
Subway.
There's a couple Presbyterian, a couple Lutheran. In this area that we're in right now, there'd be a lot of Catholic churches. Like in the East Hemet area, there's a lot of Catholic churches. In the West Hemet, there's a lot of Lutheran and Presbyterian.
Here's a learning center. It's so good. It's a kinder care learning center. And
What potential environmental hazards did you identify?
Flooding. Flooding is huge here. But Hemet's in like the center of a bowl, and there's no flood control. So if it rains, like literally the streets get flooded and no one can drive.
Okay, so we're seeing a change in the demography as we come down the street. This is Florida Street still.
Yeah, we're still on Florida Street.
As we come down Florida Street, we see a change in the environment. There's a church over there, Hemet Church of the Nazarene.